3, 2, count myself off. Hi guys, welcome to the Dream List podcast. I am Brooke Blasko and this is
Keedrick Archer.
This is my friend, and tell them what you do.
So I'm a music artist. I'm from Fort Dix, Arkansas, but I reside in Phoenix, Arizona. So yeah, I make your ears go boom.
This is awesome because I feel like I've been wanting to talk to you about music for like ever. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's our very first episode, obviously. So I hope you guys like it, and please like, share, subscribe, comment on anything that you maybe want to see in the future, or if you want to be a guest on the podcast, go ahead and reach out. This is a podcast specifically for people who are growing in the creative industry. For instance, videography, entrepreneurship, music, whatever it is. If you feel like you are starting out or in the middle of the process, we want to get you where you are right now, and we want to document the whole thing. And we'll interview you in the future to see if you got to where you want to go. Anyway, listen in. Cool. Mic check, mic check. Can you speak in the ear?
Mic check, mic check.
Okay, cool.
It's good.
So you don't have to be like right here, I don't think, but I think like a good 6 inches.
I know some podcasts they be having
It's so squeaky.
some podcasts having they guests like right in the mic. You be seeing that? Like they be having they.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to get the ones that everybody uses, but guess how much they are?
Oh, they're a couple $1,000.
They're expensive.
I know about the media content for sure.
And then you have to get the soundboards.
And that should be
the
another.
cloud
Yeah,
thing.
no, they be taxing. And especially these cameras. These are Canon. Those are DSLR Canons too. So they probably. Yeah.
I'm still paying that one off.
So I know they cost.
And Brittany gave me that one as a gift.
Yeah, I know DSLRs cost crazy. Cause I got the I forgot what the small ones are called. It's DSLRs and some, but I got the smaller version of the Canon. So.
Oh, you have Canon?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people shoot with Nikon or
yeah, I got the G7X.
Sony. Oh, really? Have you used it for picture or for video?
Video. That's when I shot a video with in the.
Oh, in the,
yeah.
the tunnel?
And the G7X is really good. Like
you literally surprised me that night. You were like, everybody come out. We're going to go to the haunted tunnel. And then you had all your gear.
Yeah,
you had your lights.
I'm telling you.
I was so impressed. I was like, is Keedrick a freaking YouTuber?
I'm telling you. Like, when I was doing YouTube, the setup.
That's funny. Okay, so what is this YouTube you had growing up? Because I didn't see any of those ones. The ones I saw, you and your friend were like sitting next to each other, and I think you guys were talking about girlfriends or something.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about now. That video was it was a challenge. That was me and my barber. We had like a never have I ever challenge, and we were just reading questions that people sent us, and one of the questions was like cheating on girls and stuff like that. So
guys,
and then we just answered it. And
what was your answer? What was the question?
The question was never have, because I clickbaited the title. I clickbaited the fuck out of the title. It was like never have I ever cheated on somebody. And my answer was I always put comedy into it, but my answer was yes. I mean, if we're being completely honest. But no, it was a lot of clickbait, and it actually got like I think it said 2.8 or something like that views. So it was doing good.
2.8 thousand?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I said 2.8.
Oh, speaking of. Okay, we'll come back to it. I did have a question about that. But no, I want to know what so you said you have cheated. What was his answer?
His answer was no.
No?
I think he was capping though.
He was lying?
I think he was capping for the camera.
Oh my gosh. So that was all it was? It was like never have I ever
Yeah, questions? It was because it was like a trend. It's like a trend on YouTube. Like people doing all that.
So is that the trick? Is just going with whatever trend's going on?
Yeah.
I've noticed that on Reels, like for photography specifically, there's like trends that go on that like if they have like a certain sound effect or whatever, if
people will hop on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those are actually the ones that have gotten a lot of views on my channel. So
yeah, I guess it depends on what content you create too, because some people will try to go away from a trend. I mean, personally, when I did YouTube, I did my own thing instead of follow the trend, because when the trend die out, if your channel is known for following like a trend, and the trend dies out, then you kind of like
that's a good point.
Yeah,
and also you get kind of worn out trying to figure out the trends too. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because at one point when I turned on YouTube, all I seen was the same content creators just doing the trend. Like if it was like a prank, everybody was doing a prank, or if it was like questions, everybody was doing that. And then once those died out, if you couldn't adjust, then your channel was just like
that's true. I can see that.
Yeah.
So how do you monetize YouTube? Because I actually want to know. Like I know that it says like at a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of view time.
That's all. Yeah, you just gotta hit that, and then you can monetize.
Have you hit that yet?
Mine's different, I guess, because I got a music channel. So music is automatically monetized. So I get paid for like if anybody like goes on shit. Yeah. Music,
That's awesome.
Music different, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Music's different.
So video is like a whole different ballgame. Well, obviously,
kind of, sort of.
YouTube is like not made for like music as much as it is for video content.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it just kind of depends on your channel. So I mean, like you said, yeah, no one goes to YouTube and be like Drake or whatever. Just, you know, they don't listen to the shit. True. Yeah, so they don't listen to the shit on YouTube. They use Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. So I mean, it's easier because I mean, if you just upload your song, they'll automatically just let you get paid off of it. But because it's not a musical platform, but I will say, videos probably get paid more for sure.
Really? Do you think there's a difference in the amount? Because I thought it was just based off view time or like impressions.
It is, but it also goes off video length. Like if I upload a song, it's gonna be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you upload a video, you upload a video, it's gonna be like 10 minutes or something like 10 minutes, 7 minutes. So it goes off view time, viewership, comments, like, dislike ratio, and the length of the video.
Oh, so the amount of people that like and dislike matter too?
Because you get recommended.
I thought, honestly, this is what I thought. I thought that if you get a lot of good likes and a lot of bad likes, it doesn't matter how many you get of either or, just because it brings traction to your channel anyway.
It does, but you want to get more because it recommends it. Like if you got a bunch of dislikes, they're gonna put your shit at the end. They're gonna put your shit at the end of YouTube.
That's funny. There's a military guy that I was following when I was trying to go into the army, or oh my god, it's not the army, but whatever, the military, and he actually would tell people, like, if you don't like this video, dislike the video. But if you like the video, like the video. So I'm like,
because they recommend it more.
I thought that was a good strategy, though, because then it would be like being honest for feedback.
And again, he's smart too for doing that because it'll recommend it. Like, if you make a trash video, I mean,
he's doing really well. But I just thought that was a smart like strategy, because either way, you're pointing them in the right direction.
That's true. I mean, yeah, when my YouTube days was fun, but I had to I made just like a little switch decision to kind of do music instead. But I mean, I plan on still making some here and now just to kind of even out the balance because I got the equipment. But music is probably the go-to.
When did you even start music?
Probably like a year
Actually, can we go back in time a little bit? Because I'm still getting to know you. I just found out you're from Arkansas when we did your music video. And you said that out loud, and I was like, oh, he is from Arkansas.
Southern way.
I kind of want to understand like your background, because like I feel like the way people are brought up too, that kind of
big impact. Yeah, no, you're right.
And entrepreneurship and like being able to try things and having confidence to do other things that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, it's a good point. So my upbringing definitely has like a big way of who I am today. So I'm from Arkansas, Fordyce, Arkansas to be exact. Population is not that big. I graduated like 60 plus, like 62, 63, give or take a few.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like graduating class,
62 people?
Like that's it. Yeah, like that's it.
Oh my god,
like that's it. So we graduated.
That's
so
crazy.
everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody stays. If something happened, everybody knew about it.
Wow.
Like it's one of them type things. But it's a good place to grow up, depending on like how you kind of move around, so like that. Like if you move around pretty good, then I mean everybody kind of knows your character and your family. If you move around in a really bad way, then people kind of know how you move around. So like I said, depending on how you kind of move around is how your experience
what city did you say?
Fordyce. You ain't gonna never hear about another city. Fordyce, like Ford and then Dice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. Paul Bear Bryant. I don't know if you watch sports or not, but Paul Bear Bryant's like yeah. Johnny Cash is from like the city over.
What? Yeah. I've actually heard Arkansas is a great place for hunting.
It is. Natural state. That's like the little slogan.
Oh, really?
You got duck season, deer hunting, like everything.
Oh.
Fish, game and fish. I don't do none of that, but nah.
What do your parents do?
My parents, nothing. They don't like to hunt or fish, nothing like that.
My uncles, I mean like for work.
Oh, my dad, he retired from the hospital, and my mom, she retired like bus driver.
So he was
a nurse.
He was a nurse. What was your mom?
My mom, she worked. So there's a thing called Fordyce picture frame.
Mm-hmm.
They're no longer. So I mean, she just be chilling.
So when they ended, she kind of just stayed home. Gotcha.
I mean, my parents, they got money, so it's not.
I was figuring it out in my head, and I was like, I swear he's talked about his father being a doctor or something.
Yeah, so they just be chilling.
Oh.
But I mean, my dad's older. My mom's older too. So I mean, they just be.
Are you have one sister, or how many sisters do you have?
Too many. Too many.
You're telling that to me, right? No, I have 3. How many do you have?
Yeah, so I got one that's younger than me, one that's older than me, 2 more that's older than me. So I got 4, And I got a brother, like an older brother.
Maybe that's why we can connect a little bit. Because we can relate on the sister.
Yeah, and since my brother was older, he was never in the house. So it was really just me and like the girls.
Mine too. My brother Cody, he's like 31 or 2 now. But yeah, I always played video games with him when I was a kid. But ever since he like moved out and stuff, I was like, never really connected with him. So
for me, being in the house with girls, and so I don't know. But I'm actually glad that I grew up around girls because it kind of made me who I am. Like some sides of me kind of made me who I am.
I think Anthony feels the same way.
Same way.
Like there's just something that you learn about women. Yeah,
no, that's true. So like again, my mom, because I was supposed to say my mom and dad lived in 2 separate households. So I had my mom and then girls. So
wait, I mean that's really lived in 2 separate households.
Yeah, they were split. They was never like together.
Oh, when did they?
I was a baby. Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't like they were married the whole time during your.
But the crazy thing is, they lived down the street from each other.
What?
So dead ass. I would just like go to whoever house. Yeah, facts. So I just go to whoever house like I was feeling at the time.
That's actually kind of cool because then it's like you guys are still a family.
Yeah. It was cool. And then my dad, he married a good woman too, so it's like it was cool. Like it wasn't like a butt head.
That's easier.
Yeah. It made everything so simple. Like, and my mom would buy my sister. My youngest sister is like my dad's daughter. So she would buy her like Christmas gifts and like it was cool. Like I think that's one of the good things of growing up in like a small town because I feel like everybody has good core values.
I actually really wish that I grew up in a small town just for that reason.
Yeah, no, it's a different experience than when I moved here to Phoenix because like it's the city and everybody is like cutthroat kind of thing.
It's so cutthroat.
But I met some good people here in the city, so I mean, it's cool. But yeah, compared to like Arkansas, where I'm from, like everybody got good core values. Everybody pretty much stuck together and stuff like that. So everybody try to help each other out and try to make sure everybody good. And sports is a bit down south. Is on Friday nights. Everybody gonna be at the ball game. That's fun. Yeah, everybody.
It's
gonna
like a whole gathering of the community.
Everybody gonna be there. If something happens, everybody gonna know about it. Like it's cool. Like it's cool. It's a cool place to grow. As a kid, it's a cool place to grow up. Now that I'm older, 25, I understand like being an adult, being in like it's kind of because there's not that many opportunities. So I understand like as far as like the difference between that. So I'm glad I grew up in a small town, but as an adult.
So you moved here after high school?
I moved here, yeah. So I moved here. I graduated in 2015. I went to college for a year in 2016. I moved out here like 2017, 2018. So I've been out here for a minute. So I mean, I'm basically my second home.
That's crazy that you just came out here by yourself.
I learned a lot being out here too, because as far again being from a country town to a city, 2 different experiences. Two different experiences. So I learned how to kind of navigate life. Being here, but down to earth from being from the South.
Do you think that's why you're kind of like a good people person?
I try to be, yeah, because all you gotta do is talk. Like down the South, we have nothing to do, so all we have to do is talk to each other and like communicate. Like we play outside all day from like sun up to sundown because there's nothing to do. Like
that's true.
The nearest movie theater was like an hour away.
What?
And as kids, you're not riding a bike to
a whole hour.
Movie. Yeah, facts. So you're not riding a bike like an hour away. So. That's where like people skills come into play. And then just my upbringing in the South, my people too. Like they love to talk, communicate. My mom was probably the sweetest person
I want to know about your mom.
Yo, she don't cuss. I swear before God, I've only heard my mom cuss one time.
That's awesome.
I've only heard my mom cuss one time. And then she's sweet. She texts me every morning and make sure I'm good. Like one of those things. Like she always encouraged me to chase my dreams. And I shout out my mom too, because like when I was in college and I wanted to drop out, she didn't like, hey, like this is the only way. She was just like, if this is what you want to do and you got a plan and you like, she trusted me because as a kid, again, living in a small town, I never really made bad choices. So like my parents, they trusted me in what I do. So
okay, so let's go back like to what types of things do you think you saw growing up that made you want to be more entrepreneur-like or pursue music? Is there any like thing that freedom? What do you mean by that? That's a big
one because like especially like growing up in a small town, everybody goes to work every day. Like they got their own little routine. Me personally and anybody who knows can attest to this. I hate following like a routine. Like I'll wake up early in the morning and then I'll do what I have to do. But as far as like following my own routine, or following like a set routine that someone has set for me, it has never been like me. Even in like the classrooms, like all my teachers can attest to this. Like I'll come in the classroom,
young Keedrick,
and I'll come in the classroom and talk all day,
oh my God,
all day to everybody. I would still get my classwork done, probably at the end of class, but I was never following like the little curriculums they would set. But I mean, I was a good kid, but like, yeah, just following like a set routine was never like my thing. So that kind of molded me into like want to do everything my own.
And when your dad was a nurse, did you learn anything kind of from him? Like
work ethic, I'm gonna say that for sure because he was work a lot.
You probably heard some crazy stories.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah,
really?
some crazy stories. I heard some decapitations and like I've heard some crazy stuff.
As a nurse, he's
like,
witnessed
you see stuff like you see some stuff.
That's
in the
something
hospital.
I would expect from like an ER surgeon, not from a nurse.
Yeah, no, he's telling me some stories like, and I'm like, better you than me because I can't do that. But no, actually, I think that work ethic, that kind of like, because I've seen him go to work. I've seen him come home 2 o'clock in the morning, get up a few hours later and go right back to the hospital. And the hospital is like a 40-minute drive. So it's like he's come home, bam, bam, like bam, 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 bam. And I'm grateful for seeing that because growing up, we had anything. All I had to do was ask him. He'd give me his card. Like we was good growing up. So I'm good. But that work ethic for sure. Like me seeing that every day and then just kind of him instilling like work ethic. And you can be what you want to be as long as you like put your head down and work to it. And yeah. And then growing up in the South, like, so his dad was like, my grandpa was like, he grew up in like the probably like 20s, 30s, type thing. So it's like, so it was one of them things. And then like, so him seeing that stuff as a kid and like pass it down to me saying like, hey, I've been through this to get to here. So you can do this and this. Like that just kind of like, I don't want to take that for like granted. Like some people will have these parents who work their ass off and then they sit around and not do nothing with what their parents did. So I was like, I can't let what you did like go to waste. So he always instilled that in me. He's like, hey, you can be what you want to be. Just put your head down. Keep working and it'll work out. So
wow.
Yeah.
And your mom, you said she was working for a certain company, but they're not existing anymore.
Yeah, and she taught me how to be, I'm gonna say she taught me how to be like softer to people. Cause my dad's the opposite way.
Like the caring side.
Yeah, cause my dad's the opposite way. He's
Really?
Yeah, not in a bad way though, but he's just like whatever happens, he's like suck it up and keep going. Like it don't even matter. Like if this happened, okay. Oh, like okay. Like what you want me to do? You don't cry about it? No, keep going. Well, my mom, she's more of a like compassionate like a type thing. Like if something happens, she'll like she's the type that'll sit down with you for like 2 hours and just like hold you and like and stuff like that. So yeah, so she like hold you and like cry with you type, stuff like that. Like no, so she's compassionate. And then again, I was with her most of the time, so that's kind of what I was around. So they kind of I got the best of both sides. So yeah, she's really compassionate. My dad's really hard nosed, get up, work, do what you got to do no matter what. So I just kind of whatever situation I'm in, I can kind of take which side.
Do you think that if it were different, like if they lived further apart or like you guys weren't able to see each other, that it would have been a harder situation for you to learn from and grow from? Maybe. I can't really call it. I mean, again, I lived in the South. So I mean, I even outside the house, I've seen it, but I can't really call it. I think maybe. I mean, I'll probably be softer because I was with my mom more. Oh, so
yeah,
with your mom.
Yeah, I'll probably be a little softer than what I am now. Not saying I'm hard, but like I'll be definitely softer.
I'm just trying to like connect the dots because I know there's a lot of people who either their parents are split up and they live in completely different states. Or they don't see them. Yeah. Or their parents were together the whole time and they still aren't, they didn't learn like certain things.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really call it. I'm just happy it turned out the way it did. And like, it turned out for the best.
Did anything like in your childhood make you want to go into the music industry, or was that just something you kind of came across later?
It's crazy because, and I have friends that can attest to this. So that's my best friend Johnny. I remember the day I wanted to start music. I texted him one day. I was actually walking in the park. I'm like maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I was like, hey bro, I think I can do this music thing. And he texted me back. He was like, hey bro, the world is yours. I've been knowing you since we was kids. Because we literally been knowing each other from like the womb. Like we went to church together, like everything. Like our parents, friends, like went to church together. We've been knowing each other since like kids. We'd go to each other's house like all day, every day, play games, like stuff like that. So he was like, hey man, he's like, I know you, the world is yours. Whatever you want to do, like I know you can do it. Wow. So that kind of gave me like the little bump. And from there, when I first started, I was trash though. I want to say this because I have no musical facts. Like I had no musical background. So I actually learned like everything as far as like, because I do everything in my own studio. So I learned the production, like just the engineering, and then I take vocal lessons to get to where I got to now because I had like.
When did you start taking those?
Like 6 months ago.
Nice. I heard it.
Yeah, you hear the difference.
I don't know if it's also like tempo, rhythm, stuff like that. You hit it on the nail. Yeah. With that whole nother album, I was like,
so when I first started, I was like, oh my god, like this ain't. I was like, but I kept working day in and day out just to make sure that. So I was like, yeah, like if other people can do it, and hearing testimonies of people online, and like just like, I was like, yeah, I think I can do it, and then just kind of got to where I am today as far as getting into music. I really got into music because I was in like I won't say a dark spot, but I was going through like some family stuff. It wasn't really that serious, but me, I'm soft. I'm soft. Like I'm soft as hell. So anytime something happened to me, I'd be like, damn, like, I get my feelings a lot.
You start thinking too much.
So, like,
I do that too.
And through YouTube, I couldn't really express myself. I wanted to express myself, so I started writing like poetry, like and just writing like a journal every day, just kind of keep me like up and sane. And then like I would just say it over beats, and it kind of sounded good. And then,
what? Yeah, you just started kind of like,
and it kind of sounded good.
Saying the poetry out loud, and you're like, oh, I actually kind of like this.
And I put it to a beat, and then it kind of sounded good. And then I actually posted. Awesome. I think I posted a snippet one day on like Snapchat or Instagram, something like that. And then people were commenting. They was like, oh, like they was like, you make music? I was like, no. I was like, it's just some I was just fucking around with. And then they were like, you should try it. And then I made a song, and then I posted on Snap, like all the platforms, and it did well. And then they just kept going, and then I couldn't stop because people kept asking me when I'm making new music. So it was just one of those things, and it kind of got me to where I am today. So
wow. And only like, so your friends out back in Arkansas are the only ones who kind of like, other than like,
see, it's crazy because I don't even think they really knew that I had like a musical interest, because I never, as a kid, I never expressed it. They knew me from like, we make videos, like dumb videos, like comedy. Like they knew, because I was funny. I was always like funny. Yeah. So they knew I could do like comedy and like funny stuff like that. But as far as music, no, that was like new.
I love that. I love like when like things are revealed to you over time that you might be good at. Do you ever go back in time and be like, oh, you know what? That actually happened to me. That kind of reminds me, like, maybe I should have started music a long time ago.
And I wish I would have. But I'm gonna be completely honest. I got confidence in a lot of areas as far as everything. But I feel like that is something I probably wouldn't have confidence in, because it's like, it's new.
Like timing was everything.
Yeah, because it's new. And then like, you got to think in the back of your mind, like, what are people gonna think? Are they gonna support me? Type thing like that, you know.
Especially
like,
in like high school.
Facts. And in the high school is everybody. And you know how high school is, like everybody gonna bully everybody. Yeah. So if it was ass, they gonna be on my ass about it being trash, and they would have killed me.
They would have played it in the middle of the class,
and I would have walked out. I'd have walked out. But yeah, no, it was like, yeah, timing was everything. And I feel like me being in Phoenix was like, it helped me out too.
Well, because Phoenix is a big city too.
A very big city. And then so in Phoenix, if somebody don't support you, somebody will, type thing. You know, like it's gonna be one of those things where somebody gonna find it, and then somebody gonna like it.
That's cool. I really was trying to figure out when you started it, but you said a couple years ago?
Or maybe like this year? I posted my first song October 15th of 2021.
So like a year and a half almost.
Like I remember it to this day, because I remember when it got put on Apple Music and Spotify, I like slept the best I ever slept. I swear to God. Like I was just like, I don't know, I just smiled so hard like when the first song.
Were you nervous at all when you posted it to see if like the reactions were good?
Kinda. I was like, man, but I was like, it's out there now. So with music, it's out there. So it can only get better. If it was trash, and I can only just go in the studio and write something else. So
have you ever like listened to old people, or not old people?
My old songs, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, I'd be like, yeah.
That's what I tell you when you post all those pictures I took of you. Like,
the pictures be dope though.
Oh my god, music, they're so bad.
Oh my god, when like the first track I ever tried to make was just like, I was off key, I was off tempo, I didn't have no vocals. Like it's before I learned like harmonies and stuff. That's so fun. And so me listening to that track was just like, I hope I ain't showing nobody this track, like type of deal.
Whatever, it's probably amazing.
No, it's trash. Trust me. I listen to it. Let's listen
to it. Should we listen to it?
It's on my computer. She's trying to play me for the cat.
Oh yeah, I haven't listened to it. Let's listen to it.
I'm gonna send it to you after this. When I get home, I'll send it to you. All right. It's on my computer at home. But yeah, like it was like a beat that I never rapped to today. Like it was just like me just like being out there. Like it was, yeah, nah, it was trash.
That's awesome. Did you ever think about going to school for like, I don't even know. I've only looked up film, but I don't know what it is for music artists.
The thing about music is, I mean, you can, but it won't help you. If that makes any sense. It's more worth
it to network. Yeah. Kind of just figure it out.
Because are they gonna do it in schools? Because I have some friends who actually been in like musical school and like all they're gonna teach you is stuff you can learn on YouTube. Nobody can teach you how to market yourself. That's the thing. Because music is all about marketing. If the people don't like you, then it don't matter how much you went to school. It don't matter what. Like it's literally a marketing thing. So like you can go to school for music 30 years, and if you can't market yourself right, then it's not gonna matter.
That's true. Have you met a lot of new friends ever since you started, or just connections?
Yeah, I have. It's been good too. The music industry is kind of weird though from film, because I know film is more of a collective.
What do you mean by that?
Like I'm pretty sure all filmmakers are like, y'all keep kind of close, right? Like it's not real competition.
I'm still growing in the industry. Like I think it takes years to even get to a point where people respect you. And so I'm still gaining friendships, relationships, and actually not even like just yesterday I got hit up to do like a clothing brand type of thing. And I was just like, oh, well, this is a new connection. I didn't actually, and like I tell you, like my following base is so small
growing.
Right
That's
now.
growing though. It's growing though.
It's so small right now, but it's so hard because I don't just follow and want other people to follow me. Like I want quality people who are going to be in it for a while, you know? So that's like, I think that's different in music. Like a song could pop off and you could go crazy like in the next few days, or that I don't know.
I'm experiencing that kind of right now when I dropped this in the Pure Passion, the Sex Money Drug song. Like it's been it's
I keep seeing that one.
Yeah, it's grew my following. It's been on Spotify radio for like the past like 3 weeks, so it helped me a lot. But the thing about music is like it's so different because there's money involved in music. If that makes sense. I mean, there's money involved in film too, but like when music, let's say if me and you made a song, we could split it 50-50. And like you do like the money off that. Egos get involved a lot. So it's
like the way it sounds.
Yeah, like the way it sounds, what you want the sound to sound like, the writing process. Some artists might want more than 50-50, some artists might want 75-25. Like it's just a bunch of stuff like that. And then with music, it's competition, but it's not competition. I'll say this. And because I do mostly hip hop, pops like that, and hip hop, it's a lot of competition because hip hop is more of a it's sport. It'll feel like sport with the lyrics. But it just depends on who you work with. It's good competition, not bad competition. But it's like, let's say you got an artist who wants to be like the artist in the city, and somebody that's coming up, they may or may not do a song with somebody that's coming up because they feel like their base is gonna be like, hey, he outdid you on a song. Like if that make you see what I'm saying? Like it can be that way. Well, whereas pop music is more melodic. Pop music is more melodic, happy. You just gonna kind of do what you want to. As rap, you gonna talk some talk on a rap track. Like
isn't that why kind of you get like a verse and like another rap artist would get like a verse? Okay, I know I sound stupid.
That's how it is though.
That's how I've recognized it at least. I'm like, there's a chorus and then there's a verse and then a verse.
And that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, you put the hook down your verse, and then if one of the artists you send them, and then you work it out like the paperwork. But yeah, like I said, in hip hop, it just really depends on who you're working with though. Like the music industry is a good industry, but there's also some turns that you may or may not have to do it, just depending on how it is. People run in factions sometimes. Like you have like a a group, a collective. Yeah, sometimes their collective don't want to work with this collective, like something like that. Me, I just do my own. I'm not in a collective.
You're not an agency or a label. Okay,
so I do my own work, and I love it that way because I don't want nobody to control me.
I wonder if have you considered getting signed with people if they
I've had one offer. I remember I posted it, but I was like, it just got to be right. Because with labels, a lot of people, I mean, if you don't know, what labels do is let's say I make a song tonight and I want to drop it tomorrow. What I got to do is I got to take that song, send it to the label. They got to approve it. And then they got to do what they do on their end. If they want, they can control when they drop it or not. That's this thing. Being independent, I can literally make a song in 30 minutes. I feel like I can post it. I can literally just go on my laptop, post it, and then it's there in like minutes. Labels, you can't do that.
And they get a percentage of whatever you bring in. But if it's the right label, it gets you the exposure you need type of thing.
Can be. But I feel like as artists, it just kind of, it depends on the artist. So for me, if I make a song, I want to post it as soon as I make the song. Because I was probably feeling that way the other day. Or, you know, like it's just art. Like if I make a song today and I sit onto it for 10 months, I'm not going to be feeling it. I mean, I could be or I could not be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I could not be feeling the song anymore.
One vision happens and you're like,
and then that could be, and then that could be the actual song that would have took you like where you want to be at. So that's why I feel like being independent, like as soon as you make a song, you feel like it's the one, just let it go.
It's kind of like in videography, at least. If you have a vision, you record it, and if you wait too long to actually go through the editing process, you're just like, my vision. It's like going away.
Yeah.
It's like the idea is slowly but surely fading. So you need to get it in that window when you have it. So you're saying when you post it and when you record it and produce it.
Like that's probably how you feeling at the moment too. Yeah.
That's true. Wow.
And then with labels too, it's like if they don't like the song, because it's a business, like music is a business. If the label don't like the song, it don't matter how much you like it.
What?
It don't matter if you think it's gonna be the next hit. If the label not fucking with it, no.
Well, I mean, because it's representing them at that
right,
point.
Facts. But that's the thing. See, that's the thing about music. Music is subjective. That's the thing though. Like music is so subjective. What I like, you might not like. What you like, I might not like. So if the label don't like it, that doesn't mean billions of people on the earth. You see what I'm saying? So that's like the control.
What about like
labels?
Phases? You know how some artists go through like
like the
like a pop phase or like.
To me, that's good. It's good and bad. I'll put it that way. It's good and bad because you want to be diverse. That's why I try to make hip hop tracks. I got poppy sounding tracks. I got whatever. Like if I post the album, it's gonna have like 3 or 4 different sounds. Just because if somebody don't like the more hip hop tracks, they'll probably like the poppy tracks. Or if they don't like this, or like the more melodic or sad stuff.
I keep seeing your like Mike one.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Mike Jack?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, like it's like a poppy tracks. Like people like that, and then I got songs where it's just pure hip hop. So like if you like this, then I got this for you. Whereas artists going through phases, like you said, if the phase not for you, then it's just like.
That's true.
See, like it's one.
You mean like things. a certain like not category. It's kind of like
a genre.
Your niche.
Yeah, facts. Like you don't want
genre. Yeah,
for
like, music.
I feel like as an artist, it's great to venture off because I got songs in my laptop that are like I practice in different genres. I'll put it that way, and I'll send them to you after. Like I practice in like the country genre. I practice in pop. I practice in like indie because it makes me a better hip hop artist. Like those beats.
How does that make you a better?
Because those beats are harder to do a hip hop.
That's cool.
Yeah, down to.
I can. Wow.
Like much tougher.
Kind of like that one song, Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, yeah, like that. Like that's tough. Like
that was dope.
Like to do that hip hop cadence on like a country beat is different, and people like that. So I practice on like I like to practice on country beats, on pop beats, and still keep it hip hop. Soul kind of feel to it, and it meshes. It just kind of meshes sometimes. But yeah, that's how I got better as like a hip hop artist, just kind of just venturing off. And I feel like everybody should do that. Like if you're,
and it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
so you're kind of growing in a category that you're not understanding, so you can apply that later to your own category.
Like it helps out a lot, like a lot, and that's something I have to learn on my own too. Because I mean, in the music industry, you may or may not get help. I really didn't get that much help, so I learned everything on my own. Like YouTube was my best friend. So I learned how to do everything from YouTube.
Think about it though. YouTube has everything.
YouTube University.
It's the way. Like what Mr. Beast says. He's like, I don't imagine myself going from YouTube at all. Like, could you imagine? Like they get paid for the ads. They get just like deals. They can get sponsors. Like, and
it's your own business. Like that's
it is
ownership.
Your own business.
Like that's. I feel like that's what everybody is probably ownership.
Other than monetization, I don't know. Unless you're saying some weird stuff. It's controversial.
But even then, a lot of people they make a lot of money off YouTube too. Like off their own sites, they sell merch.
Do you still sell your merch? Or?
Nah, I'm actually crazy because people ask me to, and I'm like, I design it all. So from trying to design merch to recording music to doing everything, it's a lot.
Okay, well let's go into it. So you said merchandise. You're not making it anymore, but you were.
Yeah, so I'm not making it currently as far as like full time, but I may do like little drops here and now because I've had people who are just like, if you ever drop a shirt again, I'll cop the shirt, or if you do like a phone case or something like that, like they'll cop just to kind of represent the brand. Because people who listen to music, me personally, I hate selling stuff just because I don't know, like I'm not in it for like to grab somebody's money. But I mean, if they wanted to represent, I'll sell it, but I won't make a profit off of it. So if I make a shirt and it costs $45, I'll probably sell it for $45 just to, I'm not trying to profit off like supporters. Like I just feel like that's tacky.
So I'm trying to explain that to. Like, for instance, my dad, he came and visited us, and I'm not really close with him, but he came in from California, and he was like, well, tell me about like what you're doing. And I tell him about the videography. I'm like, well, sometimes I have to do like video work for free right now. Exposure
makes money, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and also I'm learning, so I don't feel comfortable charging like what a normal standard or pro would charge.
Right.
For the same thing when I haven't, like, I might be confident in my ability to learn, but I'm not exactly at the skill level to produce the same quality content. So it's just funny hearing that because I'm like, thank you. Like sometimes you have to do not just free work or maybe just discounted
Sometimes you take a
work.
loss. I've taken, hey, trust me. I know what you mean. Sometimes you take a loss, but at the end, you earn it back, to be honest. Like, once you hit the goal,
And they recommend their friends to you.
And that goes a long way. Like, anybody, like, if you're an entrepreneur out there, listen, when you first start, you're either going to take a loss or you're not going to make no money. It's just part of the game. Everybody did it. Like, it's just not. I know some people who come off, they're like, I need $1 million right now. That's not going to happen.
And when you speed up the process, you lose focus.
Up. Yeah. So, I mean, that's even in music.
Do you listen to anybody?
As far as
like for advice or like podcasts or watch videos of people?
Not no one in particular, but I mean, I'll serve YouTube. Like, I'm a YouTube advocate. Like if I want to learn something real quick, not like a particular account. I'll like how to do this real quick and I'll watch the video 5 times on the same person and just like do it that way. Yeah, like that's how I learn. Like I don't have anyone particular. I try not to stay on YouTube as much.
What about Spotify? Any podcasts you listen to? What?
Not
You're
really.
not a podcaster?
Not like an informational podcast. I mean, I listen to like DJ Academics, but it's not really like a podcast.
I almost wonder if you should start like a music producing podcast.
See, nah, I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Music artist podcast.
I wouldn't be able to handle it. That's too much.
What do you mean?
Because I'd have to edit the video, like everything. Like, nah.
The video? Send it to me. I'll edit it.
Okay.
I'll just like splice.
Hey, y'all heard it. Hey, y'all heard it.
The video is so simple for this type of work. I feel like
cut time. There's no like cut or edit time. Like
it's literally like when you're talking, put the camera on you. When I'm talking, put my camera on me.
That's smart.
Make sure our mouths match.
Yeah, I heard it.
I'm just saying. I mean, like think about it. If there's nobody in the industry that's working on like a music production where like artists like you, like would you have wanted somebody in the industry to have made something educational? Like, guys, don't waste your time like focusing on this.
See, that's the thing. Most artists don't there's some that do, but most artists don't do everything. Like most artists go to a studio and have an engineer record them and stuff like that. There's some artists who do it themselves, but a lot of them don't. Just because it's easier. It's much easier. It would be much easier for me to go to a studio for 30 minutes, lay down my verse and track and leave. And then
why don't you?
See, that's the thing though.
I'm curious.
I don't do it that way because you can take more time doing it how you want to do it, if that makes sense. Like me, again, when I first started off, like I had no connection in the music industry and I just wasn't gonna pop up to somebody's random in the studio and just like try to record something that I've never done before.
It's not as comfortable.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's not as.
And I feel like doing it the way I did it, buying my studio and learning everything, it sped up my process so much more.
Sped it up.
So much more. Like in a good way. Like in a good way.
That's weird. Because you would think that if you started at home, you're slowing yourself down because you're not getting the help.
That's the thing. That's what made it stronger. I learned everything. And I would be on there like, not just like 30 minutes a day. I was on like 6 hours sitting on my computer, not moving, learning how to do everything because that's how bad I wanted it. And now it took me like, so if I wanted to record a song, I could literally, to me, writing is the easiest part. I love to write. I write poetry like that. So writing, recording, mix, master, like everything, I could do that in probably an hour and a half.
Can you talk about your writing process? I want to know.
Yeah. So the writing process to me, it also comes from my roots. And like, I wanted to be an actor. Like that was like my main joint is wanting to be an actor. So like, if I make a song, I'll do it from like an acting standpoint. So let's say, because I love to write. So let's say, a good example, if you've never heard my song, Do My Prayers Make It to Heaven, I write about, that song is basically like how everybody would feel in religion. Like, does God hear me? Like everybody's been through a time and like, does God hear me? Like you see what's going on in my life, God, can you save me? So I really just put pen to paper and just kind of channel that feeling. I wasn't feeling it at the time, but it's something that I know somebody can relate to that.
You're inspiring.
Like it's like that. Like that's
how it is.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, when you put it to paper, it's like that's you. It's just like you're sorting out the chaos in your mind.
So that's literally how it was. And like the first line was just like, I can't rest in peace until I rest in peace. So I just like I can't rest in peace until I'm dead. Like there's people out there who I know legit feel like that. Like
I give me goosebumps.
Yeah, like I'm telling you.
I've
like,
heard that before, but for some reason I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, so the first line was like, I can't rest in peace until I rest in peace. I feel like God don't know me. I feel like God don't care. Like there's people I know for sure who feel like that. Like that feel like God don't care and they can't really rest in peace until they're dead. And I also flipped it like suicide.
What do you think? What do you mean?
Like I can't rest in peace until I rest in peace. Like there's some people who are just like suicide is the only way out. So I flipped it. So I flipped it like 3 different ways. I can't rest in peace until I'm dead, and then I can't rest in peace until I rest in peace. Yeah.
Oh wow. Huh. Okay. So when you journal, do you have a certain time of day that you need to start writing? I just when I'm feeling it. Okay.
Like when I wake up, I'm probably like writing like from days in and day
You don't
out.
have like a routine that you go through.
That's the thing about music. I could probably just like literally when I wake up, if I just hear a melody in my head, I'll grab my iPhone and just if I'm driving, if I'm doing something.
When you're driving?
Like anytime I'm telling you, I'll plug my iPhone.
Don't listen, folks.
Yeah, don't text and drive.
Don't text and drive.
Don't do that. Don't text and drive. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Be like anytime I'm feeling it, like no matter where I'm at, I'll just literally grab my iPhone and just jot it down real quick. And I might even not even use the lyrics. It might be just an idea because I've done this before where I'll jot a lyric down, planning on using it that day, and I won't use that lyric till like 3-4 months. Or sometimes it'll be just random thoughts that'll come together magically. Like I've had songs where I took a lyric from this paper of this day, I took a lyric from this paper, took a lyric from this paper, and just meshed it, and it worked. So that's why I always write, like, because it may mesh.
So you review your writing a lot?
All the time.
How many pages do you have to go through sometimes? Like, do you review like all the past stuff too?
Sometimes.
Or just like kind of ideas you knew were there?
Sometimes if I keep it in my archives too long, I'll trash it because it'll feel stale. Like as an artist, like if I wrote something this like 8 months ago, I won't go back to it 8 months ago because I feel like I'm better now than I was 8 months ago. So I'm not gonna backtrack.
That's true. That's true. I don't go back into old footage.
Yeah, so
I'm like, I might use that.
Yeah. So it's like I never go back. If it's like 8 months old, I know for a fact I'm now better than I was 8 months ago. So there ain't no reason for me to just kind of go back and grab a line from 8 months ago.
Okay. I just know that there's like for me, like I have it's probably a bad habit more than it is a routine. But like I'll get my coffee and then I'll be able to like kind of sit and work. But then there were times where my routine was flip-flop and I'll be like, okay, at home, I'll just need like my glass of wine.
Right.
And then it kind of gets your wine. It kind of gets your mind like in a state where you're just like more not thinking about your stressful life whatever. And you're kind of just focused. So you don't have that type of disconnect.
Nah, not really. I will say this, I've made a few songs off wine, and if people go back and listen to like my catalog, you can tell which ones I'm like kind of twisted in because I
tell them what your favorite type of drink.
This is Stella Rosa and Sprite. So Stella Rosa, if you somehow look at this video, I need a sponsor.
Stella Rosa and Sprite.
Stella Rosa and Sprite. If y'all look at this video, sponsor me.
Your magic mix.
I'm telling you, when I grow and I'm drinking this every day, like Arnold Palmer. And then I'm telling you, I need a check. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna patent that for sure.
What is your goals for the future? And like, I know it's a big question, but maybe not like far future. Do you think about it at all? Like in the next few years of where you want to be, or do you have any just kind of marking? I say really just growing every day, because I mean, I'm a Gemini. I don't know if you don't believe in astrology or whatever, but just talk about
I flip flop every day, like literally every day. Like one day I want to do this, one day I want to do this, one day I want to do this. But it's all the same like goal.
What does that mean? Like in a Gemini,
we're two-faced, twins, spontaneous.
You change,
sporadically, and it's true to me because I change all the time.
What you think that's very accurate for who you are?
Very, like in a good way too, because Geminis are like witties and they write a lot and they just spontaneous and that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into like the love life stuff about Gemini.
So one day you're in the mood is okay. Sorry, I'm trying to understand the whole astrology thing. Me and Anthony were actually just talking about this, and we were looking up our freaking horoscopes and signs and stuff the other day because, well, we're religious in a way, so it's kind of like it contradicts itself. But we were curious. But anyway, so can you explain that to me, like the whole Gemini?
I think it's weird though, because most Geminis are like in the music industry, like a lot, like Kanye West, like a bunch of Geminis are like top,
all the actual,
like, or like top, or like Geminis. So I guess it's just meant to be.
Wait, so when's your birthday?
June 9th, 97. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I'm like up there.
There's something weird about all that stuff.
I'm telling you,
why are they so
intertwined?
accurate?
I don't know. It intertwines. It intertwines, but like, yeah, I flip a lot. So like on my goals, like. One day I want to be like, and that's how I got into music, is flipping all the time. So one day I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a movie actor, then I want to be like an artist. But I'm stuck in the music industry. Like
you think that's a little bit of just being kind of like a curious person?
Yeah, that too, because you never know what you're gonna like until you try it. If I never would have flip flopped like all, then I never would know what to do music.
That's how I feel. Like, I know a lot of people are afraid of trying things, but I'm afraid of like what will happen if I don't.
That was one of the things too, because I was like, that I'm afraid of like not knowing. So I was like, I'd rather do it, and if I fail, then it is what it is. Like, and then not doing it all, and what could have been. So that was one thing that kind of drove me to do music too, because I was like, what if I'm actually straight at it? Like, what if people actually fuck with it? And then that kind of got me to where I am. But I'm also using music as a gateway. So we'll talk about goals. Like, I still want to, the YouTube, movie, music, I'm still going to use it to kind of intertwine with each other. So successful music artist to music, and then obviously the YouTube channel just kind of fall in between, because so I'm using it as like a gateway to kind of get to it in a way.
What if this is only like the entrance to you becoming like an actor?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope, because I love acting. Acting is like my...
I can tell.
One of those things, yeah. No, I like to be on camera stuff like that, but like, I don't know. Music has a different feel, I guess, because music, I can paint my picture, whereas movies, you're kind of painting somebody else's picture.
That's true, unless you write your own movies.
Like, I can't do that.
Have you tried that yet?
No, I can't do that. I don't think I can.
Screenplay time.
I can't think I can. Poems and movies probably a little different. But
that's actually.
I feel like you can though.
For what?
Movies.
Like writing. Okay, I'm trying. Like currently, yes, guys, I have a screenplay in the making, but it doesn't mean it's good.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere. Tyler Perry started somewhere.
I feel like the idea is good, but I haven't gotten the actual script to match what I want it to be in my head.
It's the process.
It's crazy. And then when I look at videos of, or listen to podcasts of other writers and screenplay artists and directors and stuff, they'll talk about how like, man, it takes like years.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
To perfect a script, or even like months to a year to get it in the right hands. And I'm just like,
I mean, it takes years for movies to be made. So I mean, I can see where they're coming from.
But that's another thing with me. I'm trying to figure out what niche videography I fit in. Like, is it the actual videographer? Is it the cinematographer where you set up the scene to look perfect? Or is it the director where you kind of like position everybody, make sure their acting's on point, everything's placed right, the music isn't, like...
I say try it all.
That's where I'm at. And it feels like crazy. It feels like you don't know what you're doing.
That's good though. I mean, most geniuses are called crazy.
I guess.
Keeping 100.
That's true. Have you been called crazy yet?
Nah.
No?
Nah. At least I don't think so.
No, that's good, I guess. You're motivating me in a lot of ways too, because like I said, you're probably the most positive person I know.
Yeah, I try to be. Nothing comes from negative. So I mean,
is that also from childhood?
Yeah, like I said, my mom, they always is pick up, go again. Like, so if something happens, try again. It's like you're done when you quit. If that makes any sense. Like, your dream dies when you quit, not when and the stuff's not working out.
Dang.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's one of them things. Like, if you quit, then you're definitely done. But if you keep trying to fail, and you still could get up and go. So it just really came from that. And yeah, if I fail, I'm done. I can't accept that.
That's true. Things.
And I'm competitive. So if I hate losing. So if I make a bad track, I got to come back with some fire.
I got to ask you a question. Yeah. Do you hate losing more than you love winning?
No, I hate losing. It's the fact that somebody has like the power over me to say they beat me. If I say I beat you, it's whatever, because I beat you. Like, I'm used to winning. But if someone can come back and say they beat me,
you're like, not again.
That's like, like, that's a no for me. Again. Yeah, that's a no for me. So I hate losing. Like, I'm a bad loser. Like, my friends know. Even on 2K, like, I'm like, for real, I go.
Are you like Anthony, where you freaking pound your hand on the
I don't do all that, but I yell at my headset and my neighbors can hear it. But I hate losing. And that's any aspect of life.
Oh, are you living with yourself right now, or is it?
Yeah, I've always lived with myself.
Oh, why did I always think you and Arby are roommating?
Nah, Arby lives close to me. Oh, like 25 minutes.
That's not very close.
In Phoenix, hey, if you drive good in Phoenix, it's close.
You're funny.
But,
I know you made the drive here sound like it was nothing.
It wasn't that bad. It's like 45. It wasn't that bad. But nah, yeah, like, and just being competitive and not wanting to lose kind of helps out too, because you need that in any industry, because people gonna talk crazy, especially Instagram.
Have
Snap.
You heard any? You don't talk about the negative people, so
yeah, no.
Do you have any negative?
Oh yeah, facts on Instagram, Snap, Facebook. I try to stay out of because it's the internet. Like,
do you read comments?
Yeah, I reply to every comment. Depending on what it is, I reply to every comment. I've had people in my DMs. I've had I had this one dude in my DM because I'm not gonna lie, his girl said she like my music and it's cool, whatever. So he gets in my DM talking about like just going crazy. And then I looked at who he followed and I seen the girl and then I was like, okay, so I
it's his girlfriend.
Yeah, I get what this is type deal.
That's funny. Yeah. So it was his girlfriend liked your music.
Yeah, or whatever, like she commented or something like that or something like that, and then he kind of took it the wrong way, and I'm just like, all right, bro, like I'm not even gonna engage with it. And the reason I try not to engage in that stuff too is because we live in a world of screenshots. I take screenshots myself. I'll be the first person to admit it. Like
soundbites.
Yeah, soundbite screenshot. I'm not gonna have somebody post a screenshot of me saying something crazy and then using that like 5 years down the line and you know like some shit like that. So anytime somebody says something negative, I'll just like laugh it off or I'll make a joke out of it. Like I had this one person in my DM and they was like sending voice messages, like they was calling me soft, and then like I was just like posting, I was like laughing at it. Like I'll turn something really bad, I'll try to flip it that way. And normally good content, people like laughing and stuff, so I'll just flip it into something cool.
Those are the ones that get the most engagement.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It helped though.
Yeah, it does.
Because if they mention that my music trash and like then they'll go watch, they'll listen to it. So I mean, I try to flip a bad situation to a good one. I feel like we all should do that. Like if you ever get somebody like under your pictures and stuff, it's like it's just internet.
Do you ever struggle with like making assumptions that somebody's thinking or talking bad about you?
I got a good sense of humor. I automatically assume before anything that somebody is just trying to be funny.
Is that natural or have you had to work on it?
Yeah, nah, it's just because I'm goofy.
Son of a bitch.
Like literally, I'm goofy as hell. Like I laugh at anything. I've always done that as a young kid. So if someone starting off as somebody like trying to be like dumb, I would just automatically assume that they're like playing around, and then like if I see like keep going, then I'll be
that's
okay.
a good habit.
That's what it is.
That's a really good.
Because I hate it being the other way around. I hated that they're actually playing and I take offense to it, and then I look like a bad person, like like an asshole.
Literally,
yeah,
yep.
And they was just joking. They be like, "I'm just joking, bro." So I'm just like, yeah. So I just flip it.
You can always say that you're just joking, but were you just
joking?
Facts.
Yeah. So I always do it the other way around. I make sure that it's cool first, and then you joke about it instead of like me just taking offense to it.
I'm gonna make that a new part of my day from now on because you said it. You naturally do it. I'm done.
You got to, yeah.
I'm done thinking.
Because a lot of times it don't be what it really is, especially on the internet. Fake too. Like that's something I have to learn too. Because I've been posting like YouTube videos and stuff since I was like 8. So I've seen, So I've seen like, and I was like a fat kid. I was like a little fat kid being 8 too. So like I've seen some shit on the internet and I learned it was fake. So like
that's funny.
Me just like knowing internet and figuring out how people move. Because I've dead ass seen people like on the internet and I met them in person or I see them in person. It's like
they would never say that in front of you.
360. So I'm like, yeah, internet fake. People just be doing stuff to get a reaction.
It's weird. It's like they don't have a face to like what they're saying in a way, so they don't.
That and they just want reactions. Like that's they just want literally reactions so they can screenshot and post it. I do the same thing, so that's how I know.
I was gonna give you kudos right there. Like that's very mature if you don't understand.
No, I do the same thing, but not like in a bad way. Like I know they want reactions and they just want me to like respond. So I just try not to. Because I mean, I would do the same thing. Like dead ass. People do it to celebrities all the time. Like they just try to get those. You probably see. I don't know if like the shit room and stuff like that, or like those little media blogs where they like post someone reacting to a fan saying something like shit like that. Like
that's true. People love to see.
They just want to see reactions. Like like that shit dumb. So I try not to give nobody a reaction. If I do, it's gonna be like a funny reaction, or I'm just gonna be playing around. Something they can't like try to flip on me.
I've heard that people are like. So at first I heard don't read the comments because you don't want to
read the comments.
Yeah. So this is where I'm tied. I'm like, don't read the comments because the negative ones aren't really.
You'll see those first, yeah.
Yeah. But then I also heard don't read the positive comments either because then it can boost your ego too much.
Facts.
And make you feel like you're better than you are.
I'm in the middle of that. I'm gonna say always read the comments. But know what you're reading. That makes sense.
Oh, it's so tough because like that's like telling somebody to read something and be like, take it with a grain of salt.
But you could tell, but like you could tell what's comments is which. Because I got some people who are like supporting me from day one. I know what their comment is gonna look like. Like I know what their comment gonna look like. And then people who haven't supported me from day one, I know what their comment is gonna look like.
That's true.
Or like people in the media, and I know like you can kind of tell a little bit. But I always read the comments. I always read my comments.
Do you think that just gets different with the bigger your following gets? Because then it's like less people you know and more like strangers. Which is good because the strangers are going to give you the real. I mean, I got some people in my corner who going to give me the real shit too. Like if I send them a song, ask them how it is, they're going to tell me if it's trash or not. Yes, man. Yeah, facts. They're going to tell me if it's trash or not. So I know those people going to do that. And then I know some people who are just like,
It's good to have both though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But yeah, the bigger you're following, I'm gonna say always read the comments, but don't let them don't take it to heart.
That's a hard one.
It is hard.
I'm cutthroat on that. I'm like, okay, I need to make a decision. Am I gonna read them? And then comment to all of them so that they know I care about what they say?
At least I like it regardless of what it is. Like I just tap like that way they know I read it. Yeah.
Good or bad?
The way they know I read it, yeah. Huh. I like it regardless. It don't even matter if it's good or bad. I just go through and just like the comment. That way they know I read it. I replied a lot of them, but I like it regardless.
I've also heard that like comment, or not just commenting, but like for instance, if somebody commented on your stuff and was like, Keedrick, this is trash, and then you go to their profile and then you like one of their videos or you like a picture of them and you're like, thanks for the feedback, or like you're just kind of more
engagement,
nice to them rather than accepting that what they said was just bad. They've also like come back to those people and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like.
Yeah, I mean, I've never personally done that. I've never if somebody talking crazy on my shit, I've never went to that shit
and give them extra attention.
I never done that. But like, I can get what that can help you out.
Yeah,
because people like engagement. So
I've never done that. I've just heard that.
I will say this: if I can do it, when somebody follows me on Instagram or Snapchat, Twitter, I'll send them a DM real quick and just be like, "Thanks for like this."
You do? Mm-hmm. That's really smart.
And that helps a lot with engagement because they're like, "Okay, he actually like."
You're like an extrovert, huh?
Yeah, I like to talk, but it helps. That's part of marketing too, though. Like I said, back to the marketing thing. Like, if people think you're just not like or whatever. Like, then they're more likely to fuck with you. Like, they're more likely to engage with you if they know you at least like see what they're like the effort they're putting in. Because everybody likes the efforts to be seen.
It doesn't matter how talented you are, as long as you're like,
it'd be cool. Like, they'll fuck with you. Like I see some of the biggest like celebrities, at least in the comments sometimes, like coming back. If not to everybody, like at least to some people. So I'm like, hey, if they can comment to people, like it's the extra mile.
But that's an extra mile. Like if they follow you, you're like, I'm gonna go and say hello.
It's quick. It's a quick thanks for the follow. I might put a heart emoji, and then that's really it. And then if they respond, then it's cool. But like, I'm not in there having like full blown conversations. I'll be like, thanks for the follow. I hope you like this or whatever.
That's really smart.
And just it boosts engagement. People don't unfollow, and like it's cool.
Have you experienced like a high peak of followers and then they fall off randomly and you're like, what the fuck?
Probably sometimes. I guess it really depends. See, social media is, if people don't like your content, they're gonna unfollow you. So it's like I don't really pay too much attention to it. Like if they unfollow, I'm gonna get it back somewhere. Someone's gonna follow me back. Like,
but it's gonna be the right people who want to see what you're doing anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of like,
boosts
thanks.
Engagement. Yeah, like
see you later.
Yeah, if you unfollow me, it is what it is, bro. Like it is what it is. I don't really pay too much. Again, social media. I'm on social media, but I don't pay attention to it too much. Snapchat though, because I get kind of personal on Snap. That's like my I got like a different community on Snap.
Really? You still like Snapchat?
Oh, facts. I got a way different community on Snap than it is on Instagram.
That's crazy.
Whoever follows me on both, I just show two different sides on Snap. It's more personal. I can control who sees more stuff on Snap than I can on Instagram. Instagram is just whatever. Snap, I can kind of water it.
What do you mean you can control it?
So on Snap, if someone adds me, I can choose whether or not they see what I post or not. Instagram, I mean, you can be close friends, but Instagram, that's just so lame to do.
You can do that on Instagram.
Yes, I feel like that's so lame, though. Like, if you got 10,000, 20,000 followers, then why you want to just, like, close everybody in the box? Or Snapchat, you can, like, manually.
It's kind of smaller.
Yeah. Like, you can manually just kind of pick, like.
That's true.
This community, and it's more personal. Like, if I'm not gonna go on Instagram and like send people pictures of me, but if I go on Snap, we can have combos to be like, to me.
You know what? Snapchat is still different.
Yeah,
it is, because nobody just sends pictures to each other as a direct message.
I send goofy pictures, so people know that. Like I send bullshit.
I'm
like,
sure that's what everybody was thinking.
I send bullshit on Snap. Like people know that. I be getting clowned on Snap too.
Oh my
all
God.
The time. So I be posting like bullshit on Snap.
Are you coming out with the Christmas album?
Nah. I'm dead right now.
You coming out with a New Year's?
Nah,
anything?
Maybe. Oh no, I'm gonna do it. We are working on like a new album. I don't know when it's gonna be done because we're kind of like we're trying to like take what we've already done and just reinvent. So we do that every time.
Who's
so,
we?
Like, I say we, but it's me and my boys. They don't really have like
more of an advice.
Yeah, they don't have like a hand in it.
What do you think about this? Or
facts like that. So I'll make a song. I'll send it to a group of people. This is actually, I'll give you my process. Don't steal it. But I give you my process. So I'll make a song.
In other words, grab a pen and paper.
Facts. I'll make a song. I'll send it to this group. and I was into this group, and I was into like 4 different females that have like different taste in music. And then I'll see how they all feel about it. And
you actually do this?
I swear. Huh. I'll see how they feel about it. If it's more of a this is good than not out of the collective of people, and they're in different groups, so they don't influence each other.
That's great. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so they're in different groups, so they don't influence each other. So I got this people right here. And then I get their feedback, and then if it's like a go, then it's like if I get like 12 yeses and like 5 no's. And,
these are friends.
Yeah, friends. I've done it with random people before too, who are like my supporters. Like I've randomly DM support. I'm like, hey, you want to hear something early? And then they'll be like, yeah. And then I'll.
What about like not getting any advice from people and just kind of going off of what you think?
I mean.
Because
I've done that with a few songs and it still turned out to be good, but I just like the extra ears. I mean, because as an artist, whatever you do, you're gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can make a song and it's trash, and I'm still because to me, I'm gonna like it because I made the song. So that's why I need
it's your little baby. Every single time.
Yeah, so I need the second pair of ears. Just to make sure that I made something nice.
Tied between sending my work off because like I have Anthony, but he's also biased.
I feel like you know, that's why I said you need 4 groups of people. That's why I got like different groups of people. Like I got a group here, group here, group here, group here.
You don't ever feel like you're bothering people when you send them your work? Like check it out.
Nah, because the people I send it to, they know, and they're like I said, if I send it to somebody, I don't have a team, but we feel like it's like a team. Like we all celebrate.
Maybe that's your next step. Maybe your own record label.
See, I don't know. I don't know about managing other
artists.
That's
why I ask you, like, what's your next, like, what's your goals? Because, like, are you thinking big enough?
It's true. I mean, I want to make it, and I don't want to sign to a record label, not unless it's like
make your own
a deal, like something I can't refuse because I like have my ownership. But I mean, making a record label would be cool, and then like kind of doing everything.
Keedrick.
My end all be all goal, if I'm being completely honest, I want to have like everything covered. Like I want it to be if somebody came to Bijan Productions or Bijan Studio, that whatever they need, it's there. Because I have friends who are like in different areas. Like I got my friend Jalen, he does like publishing, like he writes. It's like we finna do an article because Google wanted an article like for like Wikipedia, and then he gonna type the article for me. Like that.
Know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
like we doing like everything. So I got people, like if I need something, I got people that can take care of me. Like and we all help each other out. So it's like it's a
jealous
collective.
Of you.
It sounds like it's a collective, and then like end all be all. Like I want all of us to like come together and just like kind of like make it together. That way, if somebody needs something, then we get one-stop shop.
I don't know what's stopping you.
Time. We gotta get bigger.
Time. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it'll come together with time.
You can't make time go any faster.
We just gotta work, drop more music, do everything, just more. But we'll get there. So I mean, that's really like just. It's kind of like me and you, to be honest. Like when somebody DM me and they ask who take my picture, then I always see them. So it's like
people ask you,
yeah.
Oh,
I told you
thanks,
that.
guys.
Yeah. Like people ask me, they're like, "Who be taking your photos and stuff?" And I'll send them like your profile or something like that, or I'll send them like your reel.
Awesome.
So it's like a one-stop shop. So like I got people who do this, and this, and then just want to be like a collective. Like I want to be just an enterprise, I guess. When I'm only 25, so I got some years to go and make it like a 2 enterprise.
We have such different mindsets. I just wish I could have your mind in mine for like 2 seconds.
You got it. I mean, you're already doing what I do just in the film. Like, you're really doing a podcast, film. Like, you did the same thing.
I just mean like your actual mindset. Like, you take negative critique and you make it positive.
Got you.
You freaking assume the best of everybody. You have like, what did you just say? You just said like about your... Come on, help me.
Like probably a collective? Like the collective thing?
Yeah, like having a group of people and not being afraid to ask them for their opinion.
It's the only way.
I don't know.
See, I take negative banter it's good. If you're always getting a yes, something is wrong. Like that's just like that's one of them things. Like if you're always getting yes, something gotta change because that's bullshit.
I don't want yeses, guys.
Yes.
I don't want yeses.
Not all the time.
I want help.
Like even music, like speaking of music, like let's say there's stuff called playlists you would send your song to, and then like a person would actually listen to it and be like, if this is a good fit, then yeah, like I get denied on playlists all the time. Sometimes I get yes, sometimes I get no's. It's cool. Like it's not
so you're actively always sending your work out to other opinions.
I do everything as far as like any music. Like I do my own. I do the marketing. I do everything. So that's why I'm like I can't be I can't, like, a no can't stop me. Because if a no stop me, then it's gonna stop the whole train that's moving. Yeah,
the momentum.
Yeah, it's gonna stop the whole train that's moving. Like, because I've been denied off Mike Jack was actually one of my best songs. Like, people was like, no, that's not gonna be a good fit for the playlist, and then I just put it out and it's just like a hit. So it's like, if you let no stop you, now you just fucking up your whole train. Like, that's just part of the industry, and really is what it is. So
not letting no stop you, but taking it into consideration for revisal or approve, or like to kind of
get better. I mean, you can always get better. Like, I listened to the song today and I'm like, I probably could have did this better. Like, it's just, I'm never just gonna be like set in stone. Like, I could probably remix the song and make it 10 times better than what it needs to be. It's gonna be
crazy. Like, this is the whole point of this podcast for me, is I want to interview you now, maybe like a couple times in the next year.
Right.
But I want there to be, yes, exactly. I want there to be like a moment where like something big happens and it's like your next step or whatever. And I'm just like, guys, you freaking saw it for yourself. Somebody is in front of you starting from scratch with their story. And now there's something. It's actually funny you say, like, it's a dude on YouTube named Cam Haller, how you pronounce his name. He did this with an artist called Landon Cube and like Lil Skies. Like, they were friends, and they like from like teens. And then he like did this when they was like, and then they're like, I'm gonna send you the channel. Like, you can see it, like he did like everything. Like, they would be playing in the backyard and stuff like that, and they would be doing like interviews and stuff with each other. And then like the two artists like popped off, and like they were together. Now he has all that stuff.
Yeah, like, and he like,
guys, it's not just anybody with money, or it's not just people with power. It's like, you got the talent, you got the work ethic,
you can get it done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like you'll like his channel because it's like the same thing you're doing now. I think they would always go. I'm gonna break it down as far as like sections, because how I really have my goals is like chapters in my life, I guess. So in the music chapter, I definitely want to be like one of the bigger artists in the world that, you know, like, that everybody listens to. That if I walk outside, that people will notice me. You know, everybody wants that. But from like, once I hit that, I want to use the power from that to kind of like, feel my next goal has been like being an actor, and then from that, like the other stuff that comes with it. I want to, like, so when I die, when I'm gone, I want it to be like my Bijan company was a one-stop shop for music. We had production, like anything that someone need, I could sign them, come under my company, and then it's there. So like, I want it to be
is actually existing. Like,
yeah, no, that's so when I release music and you look under, like, that's the company, like, that's my company. So it's already in music. It's just like I'm trying to venture out into like, bam. So like when I hit, I want like that to be like people know, like when they see the brand, like when you see Sony, how Sony has Sony music, like how Sony does pictures, music, like
gotcha.
Perfect example. Yeah,
Bijan is gonna be your company.
Yeah, and I need that to be everything. I need that to be a one-stop shop that whenever you turn your TV on, your radio, that it's some kind of product is coming from. What is that? Like, where did that come from? It's Japanese culture. It means vision in Japan. Like,
what made you want to do Japanese?
I love Japanese art. I got a koi fish on my arm.
You're awesome. I got a koi fish on my arm. Anthony's obsessed with Japan. Yeah. You guys should connect on that stuff.
Like, so the koi fish is funny because on my tattoo, the koi fish is considered like the most adoptive fish, and they can actually swim upstream. So I kind of took that. It was like any challenge in life, I could literally just turn it and just I can flip it and swim upstream.
I always wondered why that fish was so symbolic to a lot of people. Wow.
So I got the koi fish on my arm. Bijan means vision in Japanese. So like the vision, I got to make the whole vision come together. So it's like, it's one of those things.
That's cool.
But yeah, I want it to be like, when you turn on the TV, you see my company. And again, I know for it to be, I'm going to be dead and gone once everything's, for it to be complete. I'm going to say complete is like a domination. Like, because companies take a while to kind of be like a dominant force. But I want to, at least while I'm here, at least the music part is going to be down for sure, because I'm going to make sure the music part is down. And then production, if we can get a movie or two out while I'm still alive. Then, see,
these are the goals I was trying to get out of you earlier. I'm like, okay, what are they?
If we can get a movie or two out while I'm still alive and enough to see it, because that's not my forte. I can do the music and I can act like that, but actually production company, like, I'm gonna have to get some people on board for that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Have you taken acting classes?
Nah, I just kind of do it naturally. I did a audition for one. Didn't work out.
Which one? Maybe not putting them on the spot. I don't know.
It was I still have the script on my phone. I get emails about like actually like doing scripts, but I'm just like, I don't know. It'll slow everything down. Like if I do like a movie, you gotta take time off from music to do the movie because you're on set like all the time.
Like too much bread, but like too little spread.
Kinda, yeah. Because like literally you on set every day, like doing like intense amount of work, like, and then that's gonna take away from the main thing is the music. So I feel like the music is gonna like kind of flip it around because if I'm already established in music, then I'm not gonna have to drop as much music.
Who are some artists that are established in music but became like actors? Like
Will Smith. I mean,
that's
you got
true.
Like,
wow.
Yeah, you got a bunch.
And
there's
number one.
There's a bunch. I mean, I don't know if you know like hits like Tupac was a good one. Snoop. Like a bunch of like West Coast artists have like kind of transitioned off to do like Ice Cube.
You're like listing them off the top of your head. I can't think of any.
Because those are like people I think about again. Because like I want to be like one of those. Like as a kid, again, I wanted to be an actor. Like I'm from the South, but I've always been like a West Coast. Like anybody who know me, they can attest that. I've always been like a West Coast personality. Like I've never like any of the Southern stuff. Like nah.
Really?
Like, yeah, I've always wanted to be on screen. Like my first camera, my mom bought it when I was like a kid. Like, I remember because I was at a pawn shop looking for, I forgot what I was looking for. And then it was like a camera. And I was like, I want a camera. And she caught the camera from me. And then just ever since then, I've been playing with like photography, media, just being online. So like, that's where I feel like I belong. And I feel like that's why I'm desensitized to media now because again, I've been on like the internet since I was like 8, 9. So anything that's been, I've seen anything.
So you've kind of been at this for almost over a decade.
A little more than that. I'm 25 now. So
wait. Oh my God, my math is off. So wait, 15. Almost 2 decades.
Yeah. That's doing something. I mean, when I was younger, it wasn't like serious, but like I was on there, but it wasn't like now, like I know like it's a business.
Like it wasn't consistent?
When I was a kid, I didn't know much. I didn't know it was like a business. But like now I know it's like a business. Like as a kid, I didn't realize how much business came into like getting.
It's funny because it feels like you kind of knew.
Kind of, but I didn't know like, so to make it, you need to run like ads, promotion. Like as a kid, I didn't know. Obviously, I'm from small target, so I just thought people was posting online, and if it took off, it just took off.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but now it's like I got older, like and knowing like music and like it's a business. You need to run ads. It's a system, and a lot of people don't know that. So I actually think like that's why I like to talk about stuff like that because a lot of people think you literally just post. And then if it takes off, it takes off. Sometimes it does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't because like there are some instances where a song, TikTok, social media, and
it goes viral.
Just go viral off that. Like, but that's rare. That doesn't happen as much as people think it happens. There's a lot of promotion that goes into like a song. Like I'll give you a good example. Our song Ornaments. Like I don't know if this is going to be out before it drops, but literally Ornaments. Like I have like some friends like in some hot places. I'm going to like, we're gonna play some ads to get like stuff like that, like the stuff people don't know about. Like people really don't know that it's a business.
I'm really trying to get this down for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'm so scared. Like I'm like I don't want to send it to you until I'm absolutely 100% certain.
It's gonna be good. The song is still going well. So I mean, it's not like there's no rush.
I'm like, because in the process of everything, I'm like, not only is sound design important because there's a lot of talking scenes between you and Mike. But there's also like color grading.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I want to make this look deep, but not.
I get it.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like the colors just have to be right. The sound has to be right. And did you know that like majority of like video, if you have terrible sound, it means a lot more to the viewer than it does the quality of the picture.
For real?
Yeah. Like if the sound matters, it matters like a whole lot more. That's why I was like, I was spending so much time on your guys' freaking first part of the interview, and I was like losing my mind. I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? I think I spent like legit a week trying to just get it right.
That's good though. People love the bloopers. Like I was getting like, I even when you posted and I posted, like people was like fucking with that.
There might be a part 2.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stuff.
People was loving that. People was like, I mean, that's stuff like again, like I feel like people forget there's also a humanistic aspect to entertainment. I like a lot. I feel
that's the best part. That's the best part.
Because I know people view some entertainers as like shit not human. That's why they always like back to the comments.
Have you heard about actors?
Yeah.
Like I've heard some funny stuff. Like they're weird.
Oh, I bet.
Because they have to pretty much
be somebody else their entire life, damn near. Yeah.
I mean, I can't attest to it, but I've just heard interviews and conversations that people have had where they've talked to actual famous people, and Or have you listened to any with like famous people? They just sound
like music probably
they're a little bit disconnected.
Probably. I'm pretty sure like being a big actor does that to you too, because once you hit like a certain like, I mean, being big in anything, you're not even looked at as like a human no more. You're looked at as more of a entity, a deity. Like you don't have feelings, I guess. And sometimes I experience that, even though I'm not even a big artist. Like I experience sometimes with like if I post something on social media, that's why I'm never like serious on social media. Like I never like post anything like if I have something going on in my personal life, I don't post it on social media because they're not gonna look at it as like
the hard way.
Yeah. Like I might talk to my friends, but like I'm never gonna let the public know. If I post something on social media, it's probably a joke or like just me literally just fucking around. Like it won't be like nothing serious because I know they're not gonna. Once you cross like that realm into like a different like like once you're Brooke the podcaster and not like posting as Brooke anymore, it's just gonna be like a total like.
That's why I'm trying. Like, how do you feel about this? Like putting all of your stuff into kind of like this is me in general, like. You can be also like you're a music artist, but if you start your record label and if you start your podcast or whatever it is that you want to do, why can't it all just be under your name? You know what I mean? I
mean, it can, but I would say it can, but then you'll never know like who's there for what reason, if that makes sense. Because you might.
Is that important?
Because I got some people who loved my YouTube videos, but they might not like my music, and I got some, and it's vice versa. I got some people.
What? You've had people tell you that though?
Not really, but I mean, I've seen like some, like I've seen like I put polls up all the time. I get like split answers sometimes. I'm like, should I go back to YouTube? People like, nah.
Do you think polls are relevant?
Very. Depending. I mean, it's you got to take them with again grain of salt because you got internet trolls. But a lot of times I put polls up to see what people are feeling. It's a good way of engaging with people because I'll be like I'll drop a snippet like, are y'all feeling this song? And then like what people will put down, and I'll kind of go with it.
Do you want to tell everybody your Instagram and your YouTube stuff?
YouTube, it's just my name. So Keedrick, Keedrick. Instagram is _Keedrick because somebody took the name somehow. I don't even know how that. Like I'm the only Keedrick in the world.
Wait, so your YouTube is literally just
my first name. Everything is just my first name, but Instagram.
They had that available.
Yeah. What? Everything is just Keedrick.
You got lucky.
My name is like a brand name. That's why like people ask me for like an artist name. I'm like, nah, it's just my first name. Oh. Like literally everything in my life has just always been my first name. It's Keedrick.
What? Anything. All right. Well, that's awesome. So that's simple. So Keedrick for YouTube.
And then Instagram is _Keedrick.
Again,
somehow somebody, I don't know how that even got took. I'm actually in the process of trying to see if I can get that took. I'm like,
oh really?
Yeah. Because I want that. Yeah, no, because I want that. I want that just to be like that way. Everything is literally just my first name. So I want that.
If you could, I hope you can.
Me too. Yeah, like like I feel like you should have everything semi separated, I guess. That way you know what people are there for. Help you out a little bit.
Does it really matter?
I won't say it matters. It depends on your base. It depends on your support base. I'll put it that way.
Because at the end of the day, if you're just
like, I guess for you, I guess for you it wouldn't matter for sure because media is like media. But if I try to do like this and music and it's like whole two different sides of the spectrum, does that make sense? Like if I try to do like a gaming channel, like and then have like a music, you see what I'm saying? Like it depends on the spectrum of the
That's true. Like, because gaming, it requires a lot more
everything
specificity type of thing.
And then like the type of gaming you're doing, like if you're doing like sports gaming, and like I guess it just depends on your field.
Wait, what? There's niches. That's
like
true.
Like if you're doing like sports gaming, or if you're doing like Call of Duty content, like or if you're doing like if you're trolling on the internet,
so
like
out of the loop.
Like it's like I said, it just depends on what you're doing if you should separate it or not.
Do you think it gets better to get more specific? Then.
Yeah. I would say be more specific in what you're doing, just because you know what your core is. Like me, I R&B, so I know most of my people going like R&B music. So I probably shouldn't smack country or that much. You know, like I probably shouldn't.
That's true. I always tell people if they ask me like, what type of music does he do? And I'm like, it's like an R&B hip hop vibe.
It's more R&B than anything. Yeah. This was fun though. I look forward to like whoever else like you bring on too. So like that.
I'm gonna bring you on multiple times because I want to see your progress.
I'm down every time.
Yeah, we can just talk about it.
This is dope. Who you think your next guest gonna be?
That's a good question. I don't have very many friends.
What do you think about like? Are you doing just pure media or like your gym?
No, I actually want it to be more just like creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are starting in their own field, and you can just kind of document their growth type of thing. So like I'll have you, and then maybe, or people who have been in the industry but aren't necessarily at the tippy top. But like I have a spectrum too. Yeah, and I have a friend. You've seen her Instagram that I sent you, Jennifer. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna have her on, but she's already like a pro in my eyes.
You'll probably be a big hit with like. There's a lot of women out here who want to be models. I don't know if you ever thought about doing models, but they probably
just out here.
I know they probably go do some shit though, like trying to be a model. You know like how much competition it probably is. Like I don't even know how you would even be like.
Like when I had my swimsuit shoot that I did with those girls. How do you even
get to that point? Like
I can't even tell you. Like, I'm like, how comfortable are you? Like it's so crazy how comfortable they were just posing, like also half naked, but like just being able to be happy with how they look on camera without even knowing how it looks. I don't know how. I honestly couldn't tell you. How do you even
get to like as a business? Like I would be like, if you had a model, I'd probably watch it 5 times to see. Just so like how do you
like how they're comfortable with.
Not even that, just like as an agency, like because being a model is different from music for sure. Like they can't just like submit their pictures and like people call them. Like they have to go through like an agency. They got to get booked. Like their process is so much different.
I guess I should have a model on to understand it better.
The process, yeah. Like I mean, even Kim's girlfriend, like I know, like she does like big shoots. So like they don't just like
that's true.
They don't just like, hey Nike, can I come to your photo shoot? Like they have to like an agency books them. Like they
oh, and they look through her stuff before they even get in contact with her type of thing.
That process is probably like, I bet that's crazy and nerve wracking and like. Training, like I bet, like
I want to know. I'm gonna get a model on like, here.
I'm pretty sure, like people be like, "Damn, like how do you become like a model?"
That's
like,
a good.
You know how many women want to be models? Like you know how many women that's like trying to be like models? Like that would.
There's models for every type of thing too, though. Like it doesn't even have to be just a specific look. There's every certain type of body type, look, face, makeup.
Like that would
hands.
Like that's intriguing. Like that's like that way. That's interesting. Man. How do you even become?
That's a good one. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to hit up some model friends. I have a few now. I'm like, okay.
They'd probably be interested in this too.
Yeah, because right now I was just gonna ask Jennifer maybe to come on, maybe some of the gym folk that we have as trainers. And
you're already gonna have like a good little.
I just think it's a fun idea. Like as somebody starting out, I love hearing other people's stories. Like I love hearing like what made them want to start, where are they at right now, and where do they want to go, and then like how did they get there? Like what did you do differently? Like I should be doing like type of thing.
That's cool. Though. This gives like a different side of like I do like podcasts. Like it gives a different side of like the person. I guess because you get to control more of the narrative. Like this is coming from your own mouth instead of like an Instagram post where you just post them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, and it's not filtered. It's not like.
That's why I'm like, whatever. I guess it is what it is.
It's not
our pauses are gonna stop in the middle of the fucking video.
Like it's not filtered. Like people aren't just like. You don't have like PR people like like just trying to make sure you're saying everything correctly because a lot of big people got PR people like. Entertainment.
I don't even want to know what that's like.
Yeah, like you can't say certain things or like they don't want you to because you might fuck up your image and stuff like that.
That doesn't really exist anymore though, right?
I guess
like TV. Like I don't watch TV. Do you watch TV?
Not really, yeah.
Just streaming, like Netflix.
Well, I would say probably like you're right. PR probably really don't exist as much.
I just feel like people got sick of
media training. It's probably what does. Better content for media training because you got some people who come from different backgrounds who've never talked to like a camera before. Oh shit! Oh, this is still rolling. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why I thought it was done. But like you got people who come from like different backgrounds who've never talked to a camera before, and they might get on the camera and say the wrong thing. So like I know for sure some people got like media training. Like they do go through like just like to prepare them
about that
for this stuff. Yeah,
is it media training. That's probably a good idea for people like me.
But you're already like you don't see nothing like wild on the camera. Like you don't see nothing like wild. Like
that's true.
And now, again, I've been talking to the camera for like a minute, so I know what not to. That way you don't get canceled. Like shit like that.
Oh,
cancel,
I see what you're saying.
So you get,
so if you've had a Twitter, you kind of get it.
Yeah, like that way you don't get like there are some people like it's more with younger people, like younger stars who are like 15 and down. Because when you get interviewed and you 15,
it's
obviously
gonna get crazy for those people, those kids.
They get hella media training, like because they gonna get on the camera and they're gonna be 15. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be 15 on the camera. And
have you heard from people in that age group?
Nah, it's probably hell.
Talking about what they know.
They probably know a lot of shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy how smart these kids are.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was a young kid, I wanted to be like a child star and whatever I did. But now that I got older and I realized like what they actually go through is kind of like a blessing that I wasn't like popped off as a child.
Well, aside from the attention, like I just think like technology in general, like the kids being introduced to it so early, they just understand so much more than we did. Like I was like what you said, we were playing out on our freaking block,
just doing crazy shit,
like playing street hockey, getting killed, running into freaking fences, riding a go-kart, like stupid shit. But nowadays, I feel like if you don't have a computer in your house for your kid, they're disconnected. And that's just crazy. Like I was listening to Gary Vee. Do you listen to him?
I don't know what it is. Probably if I seen his face. He's like the little short dude kind of.
I don't know if he's short or not, but I just started listening to him. Recommendation of Jennifer, but he's like an entrepreneur type of business.
He talks real fast.
I think so.
I know you're talking about.
But he's really cool. But anyway, he was interviewing somebody who chimed in, and it was like a kid. He was 14, and he was running 6 businesses. Yeah. From a tech standpoint, he's like, I'm a content creator. I'm a this. I'm a that. I have my own merchandise brand, and I'm like, 14? Like when I was 14, I was in 8th grade, and I thought I was emo.
But you want to know what's more crazy though? I think that so kids nowadays have a big advantage and a bigger disadvantage than we did growing up. I would say they got a big advantage because money, if you come from a money standpoint, way more accessible because of the internet. Because
of the reach.
And and like anything you do can generate money. If you're YouTube generate money, Instagram generate money, Snapchat, Instagram. If you hit on any of those, and being a kid, that's what you're on 24/7 anyway. TikTok generates money. That's what they're on. Every little kid is doing TikTok dances. That's true. Like so like at that standpoint, they have an advantage. But again, now they have a disadvantage because I feel like, and this is coming from like an older standpoint, like me being 25 and just looking as a kid. If I was a kid and I like was on some of the platforms I was on, I probably would have been influenced heavy because parental control don't really exist if we keep it 100%. Like you can, you gonna end up in
real life and in technology.
Facts. like they're gonna find out.
Different topic for a different
they're gonna find out what they're gonna find out, and then like how they take it is like. Kind of how they take it. So I feel like they're at an advantage and a disadvantage because media sensitivity is kind of like scrapped. Whereas when we were growing up, I mean, we had like Family Guy, but we knew that was like comedy. But
and you knew it. Yeah, like you knew. Yeah,
controversial. Yeah, like
you were stepping into that knowing.
Yeah, but
nowadays it's just
like nowadays you got real life idiots on Instagram, Facebook. Posting like shit they mean, like dumb shit, like so that's what I'm saying, like, and you're impressionable at 15, 14, 13, like, and you seeing somebody being serious, they take that shit and they run with it, like dead ass take that shit and run with it. So, and that's one of the reasons why I joke on the internet too, because I don't want somebody to come back to my shit and be like, they got this from Keedrick.
No,
like,
that's
saying that.
That's good advice. If you take everything lightheartedly, you don't really say anything with like
intent.
My belief, definite. Like
the only thing I try to spread is like. Not no hate shit, cause like I'm from the South, so like I dealt with like the racist shit, like, but like I try to be like, hey, like treat everybody how you want to be treated, have fun, life's fun, like that's most you'll see.
I love that about you. That's why we're friends. Yeah, because I need more people like you in my life.
Like have fun, like it's the internet. Don't take it too serious. But again, you got those people who get on the internet, they say some crazy ass shit, and little kids very impressionable. Little kids do a challenge to it, and they can crazy. Facts.
Nowadays,
that's why I can't have no kids. Nah, little kids crazy.
I do love them though. They're still innocent in my eyes. Everything that
they're growing up fast though because of the internet though. If you think about it,
it's like, so crazy. Yeah. It's like I wish they could slow down and just. But at the same time, I can see it. Like if that's where me and Anthony were like, okay, if we ever have kids, we're tied between growing them up on a farm away from everybody because the school systems are so crazy nowadays. Yeah. Or it's like they have to be involved in some way in technology or else they're going to be completely disconnected and isolated from any sort of like
You wanna know what's funny too? Now that we think about like kids
Compensation.
and stuff. Like when I was younger, I always wanted to go to a private school. I don't know why, like just a private school. But if I have a kid, he's gonna go public school. The reason I said, I mean, God granted, I'm not like crazy big and like some weird shit happen. But like I learned so much about different backgrounds going to public school. Like, and especially being in Arkansas, like everybody was like intertwined. So you had to learn. Like I feel like a lot of disconnects from people and topics is because like kids go to like public schools and they're surrounded by like one ethnicity or like one type of person, their whole like whatever, and then you get out into the real world, it's mixed.
Bad or good?
Depending, it can be depending.
I've seen people who went to private school who are just super successful because they were only shown positive. They were only shown like growth. They were only shown this and that. Versus like some people who were in the public school system.
Oh, we're talking about academics. I'm talking about like how do I say?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No, social, like social wise.
Social schools?
No, like talking like to people. Like in public schools, you might have like these ethnicities.
I am talking about social.
Oh, okay.
Like I know people who went to private schools and they literally didn't even think about like dating because they were never allowed to dance like this like close to each other. Yeah.
That's trash.
That was normal. That's trash.
That's trash.
But then I know kids who like going to homecoming, that was like
you go crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like, but I mean like I've seen successful and I've seen negative on both sides, but I'm like, which is more superior? Public schools where anything goes and you kind of have to like forge your own path, or being led up in a path that's more positive.
And I like that. I like that aspect you put. I personally would rather make you forge your own path, because if you're forging your own path as like from a kid to you're an adult, you're not gonna like, if a roadblock comes, you're gonna navigate. You go somewhere you've been groomed and something happens that fucks up that grooming, you're gonna be lost.
Or are you just never gonna understand it as bad because you're always used to kind of something being superior to that?
That's true.
Because I've seen it both ways.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's why, like, when you hear, like, I know this is different, it's political.
Right.
But when you hear about the education system and kids who are exposed to, like their parents put them in private schools, they can afford that. Yeah. Versus people who go to public schools.
Private schools are very much on their economic, and that's a big ass gap.
It's a big gap. And it's like, it's not just what they're taught, but it's what they're exposed to. Like, if you ask somebody who went to a private school, they wouldn't even know where to find marijuana.
Probably. Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't even know a friend who even sold it or, like, knew where to find it before it was legal here. But it's funny because in public school, it was like the first person you knew was like, oh, yeah, I got a contact.
Yeah, like it's nice. Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's just like the worlds are so far apart. And it's just like, which one would you prefer for your own kids?
That's tough.
It is tough. I'm like, if I have kids, I'm like, they're growing up next to cows, for goodness sake. Anyway, I think we've reached a pretty long time frame. But if there's any piece of advice, I know we already mentioned your Instagram and YouTube, but that was probably too early. So maybe you should do it again in case they're getting to the end of this. So
you want me to do the advice thing too? Like
both, yeah.
Okay, so any piece of advice that I would tell people, and it's very simple. And I actually I got some of it tatted on me. That's also like my Instagram bio is always be yourself. Don't be nobody else. The reason I say that is because there's only one of you. Nobody else can replicate who you are or replicate what you do. So if people like you, they're going to like you for who you are and what you can do and not what somebody else can do. So be yourself, have fun in what you do, and it'll work out. So that's awesome. Always my advice is don't try to be somebody else because it never works out.
That's a good one. You've always taught me to like enjoy the process.
Yeah, just enjoy the process.
More than the destination.
Enjoy failing too. Like you're gonna learn. Like and just enjoy failing. Enjoy failing more than enjoying being up, because being up is just temporary feeling. You're gonna come down.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Being up only lasts so long.
So long until the buzz are off, and then you can get back to being up, but like after a while, you make a hit song. After a while, the buzz gonna down, and you gotta do it again. So enjoy the failing in the middle, like just more than you enjoy just being up. Because again, it's got to come back down sometimes. So just enjoy the process. Love what you do, and it's gonna work out.
Do you want to go on your Instagram and your YouTube again?
Yeah. So my Instagram account is _Keedrick. Twitter as well. Snapchat is just Keedrick, Keedrick. And YouTube channel is just Keedrick as well, Keedrick. Facebook as well, Keedrick, Keedrick. Apple Music, Spotify, anything you listen on, Keedrick, Keedrick. That's me.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Keedrick. I appreciate you being my first guest. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
We'll be here for sure.
And if you hear a cool song, maybe him being the person that wrote it for my intro and outro. So, peace
That's
out.
me.
That's a wrap.
This is dope.